Welcome back to the channel. I'm Reed, and this is Man Cave Guitar Pedal Mania. Today, I'm doing the Boss DD-500 versus the Boss DD-500. We're going to take a look at the pedal and the presets. Now, I'm not going to take a look at the software. Boss does have a pretty good suite of software that you can use to deep edit the settings on this pedal. But I think a lot of home users, like myself, don't want to get that involved with their pedals. I just want to turn the knobs on the front of it and have it sound good. So that's what we're going to try. This is a true stereo pedal. It has stereo in and stereo out. I am just using it in mono. If you have a stereo setup, you can get a completely different kind of sound. It will do 2 delays. I don't experiment with that, so there are other videos that go into stereo use of this pedal. What I want to do today is go over the presets. If you're like me, the first thing that you do is sit down and listen to the presets. And hopefully the presets sound great. I think a lot of companies don't spend enough time putting together good presets. That's what you're telling people your product is supposed to sound like. In this case, I think Boss actually did a pretty good job. They're set up in banks. You use the 3 foot switches on the pedal to do bank up and bank down. If you want to go up, you hit B and tap Control at the same time. If you want to go down, you hit A and B at the same time. And then, when you're in a bank, you hit A or B to select a preset. In the preset, if the tap/control button is flashing, that means you can use it to set your tempo. So the tempo is how quickly your repeated note comes in. That's why they call it a delay, which is actually a bit of a misnomer. You hit a note, and then on this setting, 400 milliseconds later, it plays a repeated note, and every 400 milliseconds after, it plays another note. That's sometimes called feedback or repeats. Feedback is actually putting the signal into itself, and you get all kinds of weird effects with that, depending on the chip that you're using for control. In case you never really think of it this way, remember 1,000 milliseconds is 1 second. So a 400 millisecond delay, 4/10 of a second. Once you start thinking about how you want to use your delay, especially if you want your repeats to be in time with the music that you're playing though, the math can start getting pretty tricky. Therefore, a lot of delays have tap tempo. If you look at the window here, above my right shoulder, I hit the tap tempo. Well, that was much faster than 400. So if I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, wow, 703. Sorry, again, the larger, the slower, I should say. You do have to kind of change the way you play depending on the tempo. If you're trying to go, it can get pretty messy. To go back to the original, you just have to leave the patch and then return to it. Naturally, a digital multifunction pedal like this has MIDI control. I'm going to keep it simple, and I'm just going to use the controls on the front of the pedal and not worry about MIDI or the software editor. So we're going to go through this thing bank by bank and patch by patch. Now, Boss won my loyalty with this pedal right off the bat by putting 2 great sounding patches in bank 1. So when you turn on the pedal for the very first time, this is the sound you get. That's a great delay. And that will be usable in a lot of musical contexts. And then you can see here that is their standard delay, which is a digital delay. Well, technically they're all digital, but I mean it's not pretending to not be digital. At 400 milliseconds. You can hear it does chords well. Awesome. Let's go to 1B. Now, it's still a digital delay. Remember, this is a digital delay pedal, but it's pretending to be an analog delay pedal. It's an analog delay at 300 milliseconds, so a little faster than a 400 millisecond delay. But still a great sounding delay, and once again, usable in a lot of musical contexts. Let's move on to Bank 2. 2A, Parallel World, a dual delay at 428 milliseconds. This is one that would probably sound very different in stereo, but in mono, it sounds like this. 2B, a sweep hi-fi filter delay. Ignore any meowing you hear, that's my cat asking for attention. This is a really funky one. And listen to how it just continues going. Even though I'm not sustaining the note, because a digital delay, it makes that digital recording and it can just manipulate it forever if you want. Okay, that was not really my cup of tea, but it's interesting. Let's hear how it does chords. Okay, again, not really my thing, but interesting. Let's move up. Bank 3. A, Plexi Echo. This is a tape-style delay at 1/3 of a second. It's a great sounding delay. I'm not a tape delay purist. I know a lot of people talk about the mystical tones. I'm not a mystic. A lot of guitar players are mystics. I mean, really, that's just it. They're like, oh, that sound is so inspiring. If you like it, then it's inspiring. I like a lot of different things. So, also, I have a lot of tape-style pedals, as it turns out. So, I guess that is a sound that I like. We'll see if how easy it is to reproduce that sound using individual pedals versus the big boss unit. 3B, Theatrical Rock. A very slow 750 millisecond. That's 3/4 of a second. This is a pattern delay. You can hear it go bing diggity ding. Interesting. For some reason, Theatrical Rock makes me think of Queen. I don't know if that's a Queen-style delay or not, though. Let's go up to the next 4. 4A. Close to the Edge. Vintage digital. Gee, I wonder what they could be getting at there. And I never really listened to a lot of U2, so I don't have any Edge licks to play. Pretty good sounding delay though. B, Space Shimmer. So this is one of their special effect reverbs. A shimmer reverb, 400 milliseconds. You can hear that harmonic overtone. I remember 1A was also a 400 millisecond delay, but it was very different. And I found it a lot easier to play over than this. For a certain effect. Bank 5, 5A, soft echo with modulation. Alright, so as you can see, this is not, you hit a note, it does not immediately come in. Pretty sounding delay. What happens if you try and play a little faster though? Kind of pointless. All right. 5B. Reverse charges. A reverse delay at 461 milliseconds. I apologize for being continually rubbing my face. It's allergy season here in North Texas, and I'm just suffering. As you can probably tell by the expression, that's not something I really care for. I don't have any other, well, actually, yes, I do have other reverse delays. We'll check that out when I get to the other multi-function delays to see how that stacks up to the competition. Let's move on to bank 6. 6A, the Canyon delay, based on Boss Tera echo, 700 milliseconds, so quite long. The delay is subtle in this preset. It's almost more of a reverb than a delay. If you play more notes, you get a lot more of an effect out of it. It's very interesting. 6B. If I go this slowly, we'll be at this forever. Also based on the Tera echo, but a 200 millisecond delay. So this is that slapback that I talked about in the previous video. Subtle, that just fattens up your sound a little bit. 7A. Neutral delay, this is a standard at 350 milliseconds. I can see that being a kind of a go-to delay for a lot of people. 7B. Moving around. Slow attack, 300 millisecond. There we go. Said, you have to change your play style to get the most out of a delay, and clearly not all of these are a natural fit for me. Oops. 8A. LPF delay, so that's low pass filter for 108 milliseconds. Interesting. 8B. Modulated clouds. They're shimmer delay. Okay. Okay. Bank 9. A bit crushed. I love it. So 2/3 of a second delay time. This is on their special effects bit crush mode. See what it sounds like with chords. Alright, interesting. Don't know when I would ever use that. 9B. Wow, what does this say? Dancing notes in E. Okay. I keep going back and forth between major and minor. I'm just seeing what I like. That is interesting. I actually like that. Not sure what the musical context for it is, but that's fun. Alright, let's move on. Bank 10A. Delay+Chorus. Dual. So, one of the reasons that modulation are sometimes called time-based effects is because chorus is in fact delay. Chorus, flange, just delay applied in a certain way. Like that. B. This is a ducking delay. And I would give you an explanation of what a ducking delay is, except I can't remember. There we go. I guess it ducks out of the way when you play. Alright, so... Okay, I don't know what to say about that. Let's move on to bank 11. 11A. Reso tape echo. So this again based on their Tera echo, 600 milliseconds. Longer delay time, I automatically start off playing longer notes. B. Spring reverb with Tera echo. Okay, so this is set to, as you can see, 60 milliseconds, so really, really short. Let's talk about the difference between reverb and delay for a second here. So what is the difference? Well, there's actually none. Reverb is delay. It's just that instead of simply being an echo of the note that you play, reverb is a composite of all of the sound in a space. If you're in an actual theater and you talk, you can hear your voice bouncing back or reverberating around the space, as opposed to an echo, which is just your own voice repeating what you just said back to you after a short pause. So you can use delay, pardon me, to simulate reverb. In fact, the RV500, their fancy reverb pedal, includes a pretty good delay in it, because reverb and delay are the same. But I'm going to be honest here, this spring reverb doesn't sound that great. The spring reverb on their RV500 is superior. Stereo doubling. This is a standard delay, 25 milliseconds. So probably not going to get a lot of effect since this is in mono. Yeah. I'm just going to move on to the next one. 12B. 19th. It's a shimmer delay. So you can't keep playing over the top of this one. As you can tell, I'm hearing a lot of these for the first time because I find the sounds I like and stick with them, and a lot of these I would just never use. Since I almost entirely play along with other music, and mostly what is now thought of as classic rock, this just isn't a sound that would come up. Okay. Why 19th? Beethoven's 19th? Yeah. Here we go. Rockabilly, tape echo, 160 or 120 milliseconds. I do not know any rockabilly licks. That's that slapback sound. Okay. Midnight. This is their shimmer. Surprisingly subtle. Bank 14A. Modulated analog, 300 milliseconds. So again, analog, because the signal degrades with each time you pass that bucket of water. So it starts off pure and gets, as it trails off, weirder and weirder. Alright. 14B. Smooth delay, slow attack. Another one that sounds better, not over sustained notes. Okay, I can see that appealing in a certain kind of music. Bank 15A. LovelyVibraDelay. This is a tape style. So it's like having a vibrato pedal on. Not my favorite sound. 15B. Most expensive verb from the Tera Echo. Okay, it is reverb. That's very subtle, though. Dream chorus, pattern delay. Man, 20 milliseconds is very short. Again, simulating a chorus effect with the delay. Not my favorite. 330 millisecond modulated delay, standard digital. Yes, that's the thing about having delay pedals. If you have a lot of repeats, you hit a clam and it's with you forever. (17A) fade in delay pattern. Oh, 1200 milliseconds. So this is longer than a second. So I'm thinking this would be for volume swells. That's let's try this. Nope. Okay, that one doesn't really work for me. 17B, sampling, special effects. Okay, interesting. Up. 18A, lo-fi delay with filter. It's a high-pass filter. (18B) Low Rez. Great name, kind of pedestrian. Ambience delay, dual 600 or 60 milliseconds, so very, very short. It's really more of a reverb. 19B, rock shuffle pattern, just over a second. That's funny. It's more like a waltz. move on. Bank 20. Polizei echo. Pattern. I thought it would sound like a police siren. Nope. Okay. 20B. Digital slapback. Alright. Slapback's not really my thing. Damped analog. Not really sure what the damped adds to it. Slow attack. So these ones, English. Come in very slowly, of course. That's why the slow attack. Bank 22. Reverse playback. 800 milliseconds. Oh, reverse. We need multiple notes. I've seen people in shows use reverse delay to good effect. Not really my thing. Parrotting frog. This is interesting. 1 millisecond. Okay. Vintage compact. Vintage digital usually means, actually I have no idea what that means. What is vintage digital? I could look in their manual, but we don't do that, do we? B. Close to the end. Tape delay, 200 milliseconds. Ah, so this is close to the end of your tape's life, meaning it gets a lot of warble and flutter. Kind of fun. I like that one. Bank 24. Play less equals more. Let's take that at its word. I'm just going to play a note. What happens if I play more? Sounds horrible. almost feel like I could get a sort of The Who sort of thing going there. Bob O'Reilly? Ice Room. Dual delay. Interesting. Cosmic delay, dual. Interesting. Okay. Whoops. Sorry. Fast Reso filter. Okay, more of a special effect. All right, reverse arpeggio. Oh, this ought to be interesting. So, arpeggio. Not my thing. Brand new tape. Remember we had close to the end before. Like that. Long Tera echo. B. Perfect fifths. What if you play a perfect fifth? Sounds like mud. Let's just say I won't be using this for my pitch shifting effects. Slow gear echo, slow attack. That would take some getting used to. 28B. Crystal! Oh, I'm sorry, I thought it had an exclamation point at the end of it, just an L. Again, that one says dual, so it's probably more interesting in stereo. Classic SlowEcho. Almost a second and a half of delay. Noizy Wave. As you can see, it's changing the tempo quite frequently. I presume that's more of just showing off what it will do. Can't imagine where I would use that. Wave delay. Cave, Shimmer. It's like the special effect from an old horror movie. Has entered the room, and then he notices that we're repeating. So there you go, 30 banks of presets. Are all those presets good? No. But are there a lot of good sounds in there? Yes. So does it have a good digital sound, a good analog sound, and a good tape sound? Well, by itself, I think the digital and analog sounds are great. I'm less convinced about the tape sound, but I have, as it turns out, several tape-style delays. So we're going to compare those in a future video and see how the multifunction delay stacks up against several different brands' attempts at making a tape-style delay. So again, this is a super deep pedal, and as long as this video is, I am really just scratching the surface of what it can do. My goal here is not to show you how to use this pedal or what all you can make this pedal sound like. It's just how easy is it to get a sound that you like out of it. For me, those first two presets, a digital delay and an analog delay, are fantastic. Now, by themselves, would they justify a $250 price? Well, again, if you bought a Boss digital delay, DD-500 say, that's their entry line delay or their lowest price one, it's probably $100. And if you bought a good analog delay, it's probably $100. So $200 right there. So yeah, actually I think that that it stands up. But we're going to see how it shoots out against the individual pedals. But I think the real interesting thing is going to be when we see how it compares to some of the multifunction competition. And no, I don't have a Strymon timeline. Those are just more money than I am willing to spend. Regardless, I hope that you found this video interesting. I hope that you'll come back and watch my other videos. I'll start doing the delay pedal comparisons fairly shortly. In the meantime, I've been Reed. And this has been Man Cave Guitar Pedal Mania.